Hello, amazing entrepreneurs, and welcome to today's video. I'm super pumped for this video because today I'm going to be sharing with you a presentation that I gave for the Orange Click Amazon YouTube channel, where basically I literally share my top 4 secret Amazon product research hacks. And these 4 hacks are going to enable you to effortlessly outsmart your competitors, instantly increase your current Amazon listings conversion rate, and find dozens of high demand, low competition product opportunities within the next 24 hours. And if that sounds too good to be true, then you're in for a treat. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and let's go ahead and get to it. All right, let's get started with product research hack number 1. And by the way, I'm going to do my best to make all of these slides available. And if so, link will be in the description section below, along with everything else that we cover. And the first tool or the first hack that you should definitely be using if you're an Amazon seller and is 100% free is Etsy. If you're not using the free data that Etsy provides to you, especially if your product's differentiation is partly or heavily based on design, you are missing out. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, and it only takes a few minutes. So to give a real example, let's say that you decide that you want to sell wall art on Amazon. Let's say you've determined that you can actually make pretty high margins with wall art, depending on the type and size and all of that. And you know that there's definitely high demand for wall art, but you want to figure out what is a design that people actually want, other than, hey, I like this, but who cares if you like it? What you want to know is there a giant group of people who like this enough to pull out their credit card and pay a premium price for this product, while at the same time not being super competitive, right? Basically high demand, low competition design. The first thing that I would do is go to Etsy.com. So go on and head over to Etsy. Once you're there, type in your main product keywords. In this case, it would be wall art. Scroll down and open 3 to 5 listings based on the reviews. So just look at, again, it's not an exact process, but in general, look at some of the top organically ranking listings. They just have a high number of reviews. So in this case, you can see that there's on the far left, we have 198 reviews. The second one that I've highlighted here is 992, moving 259, and so on, right? This seller that I've kind of highlighted has a higher than average amount of reviews, because in general, where there are reviews, there are sales, right? You can't really get reviews without making a sale. And I've also found that Etsy, there's a lot less review manipulation than historically has been happening on Amazon. But that's a whole other side note. Just find listings on Etsy with a high number of reviews, open them in a new tab, I recommend 3 to 5, and then you're going to run through this process with those 3 to 5 listings. So once you open up the tabs, your screen will look something like this, okay? And there's some really powerful data that Amazon sellers are just glossing over and not even looking at. So here it is. Here's 3 really important pieces. Number 1, we have reviews for this item. Number 2, we have reviews for the shop as a whole, so they're total reviews. And then number 3, we have total sales, the actual total sales that this seller has made. Okay, so I don't really care about how many sales this seller has made, because they could have like 1 million products and have 17,000 sales, right? They could all be like $1, right? I don't really care about total sales. What I want to know is, hey, which basically one of these products on Etsy, which wall art on Etsy is selling the best? Which wall art is generating the most profit? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what is the number 1 seller on Etsy, look at that design, and then look at Amazon and kind of cross-reference. Just basically open up an Amazon tab, look at Amazon and look at Etsy and see, okay, here's the number 1 seller on Etsy. There's no design like this on Amazon. Now don't copy it, but bring that design type. In this case, maybe be, boho wall art, and there's like no boho wall art on Amazon. You kind of, and I'll show you some other tips and hacks here in the next few slides. They're going to help you figure out how to make a design that sells really well on Amazon. But basically, you're taking the bestseller on Etsy that doesn't exist on Amazon and in a way kind of bringing it to the Amazon platform, okay? So how do we know? How do we know a product is selling well? Not a seller, but an individual product is selling well. Well, with these 3 pieces of information, think about it. Let's say hypothetically that 10% of all of the reviews for this seller are for this product. Then what can we assume, right? If 10% of the reviews are for this product, we can assume that about 10% of sales are for this product as well. Not exact, but a pretty good estimate. So what we're going to do is run through this formula. You can go ahead and screenshot this, or like I said, I'll try to include this in the description section. You take the reviews for the Etsy item divided by the shop reviews, multiply that by the total sales, And then finally multiply that by the price. What is that going to give you? That's going to give you an estimate of total revenue that this listing has done or this specific product has done. Then what you're going to do is compare and see, okay, out of these 3 to 5 products that I'm analyzing on Etsy, which one of the 5 has the highest total revenue, right? And then I'll show you what to do with that. So run through this formula for all of those listings. Next, taking this kind of a step further, well, here's just the example. We ran through this, 108 item reviews divided by a total of 992 shop reviews, multiplied by 17,586 total sales, then multiplied by the price point for the item, which is $10.96, we get $20,984. By the way, this product that we're actually analyzing is a digital product. So they're likely making 80 or even 90% profit margin on this product, which is pretty incredible, right? But we don't really care as much about total revenue. What I care more about is revenue per month. So again, this is kind of step 1, and it'll get a lot faster once you do it. Step 2 is we are going to try to figure out how much they're making per month. So go back to the Etsy listing, click on reviews for this item and organize by newest. Okay, so you see newest first and then goes to oldest. Then once you organize by newest, go as far back as you can. You basically want to see when the first review was left for this listing. And in this case, there's 27 pages of reviews. So you're going to click on 27 because that's the furthest that we can go. Next, we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and look at when the first review was left for this listing. And in my personal experience with selling on Etsy, as well as from what I've seen from all the top sellers on Etsy, usually for good selling products, the first review will be left in the same month that the product was launched. So we know that this product, we know how much revenue this product has made total, and we know that they started selling 8 months ago as of the creation of this video. So, I think it was around $21,000 in revenue divided by 8 months that this listing has been active. That's about $2,623 per month. Again, the majority of this is profit, much higher than a physical product. And you're going to compare this number again to the other 5 listings, both total revenue and then also estimated revenue per month, and ultimately figure out who is the best seller on Etsy. And keep in mind that Amazon generates significantly more sales than Etsy. So the point of this is not to say, okay, well, this isn't a very high number, like $2,623, even if that's like all profit, that's not a ton of profit, right, per month. Well, keep in mind, this is Etsy. So you're using this as a benchmark. The point of this whole process, you're doing this to figure out the best seller on Etsy, as well as kind of get a general understanding of overall demand. And let's just say worst case scenario, if you're to sell a product like this, and hopefully you would take effort to improve upon the product, which I'm going to show you some hacks on how to do that, which are really, really cool, then you can actually potentially generate more than this. But at the very least, my goal would be, okay, at the very least, I'm going to launch this product and at least sell, maybe around $3,000 a month worth of product. Okay. So that's your goal. Use it as a benchmark, figure out the best seller on Etsy, then cross-reference, look at Amazon. Okay. If the best seller on Etsy, that type of product doesn't exist on Amazon, bingo, I'm going to launch that type of product. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And let's keep trucking through because we got a lot of other great tips. And now we move to product research hack number 2, which is literally a gold mine of free data that Amazon sellers are completely glossing over. And that is Amazon reviews. But don't take my word for it. Look at this example from Tim Ferriss. So Tim Ferriss is sort of a personal hero of mine. He kind of changed my life through his book, The 4-Hour Workweek. He is the kind of creator of the 4-Hour brand. So 4-Hour Workweek, 4-Hour Body, 4-Hour Chef. And specifically with this book, The 4-Hour Chef, Tim Ferriss wanted to create a cookbook because cookbooks, if they sell well, can have very high volume and very good profit margin. So of course, to make money, and decided, well, if I'm going to make a best-selling cookbook, it needs to be the best. I need to make it better than all of the other options. So how did he do this? And this is from his words himself. He hired a VA to go onto Amazon, look at the bestseller list of literally, statistically, the top selling cookbooks on Amazon, and specifically to look at the 1 through 4-star reviews. And he was looking for reviews like, I love the cookbook, but I wish that it had recipes on X, Y, and Z. Or, yeah, it was a good cookbook, but it was missing recipes X, Y, and Z. And he made a list of the most frequently cited missing recipes from the top cookbooks. And he took those recipes and then created his own cookbook, The 4-Hour Chef, which has sold, well, you can Google kind of the stats, but is wildly, wildly successful, $1 million book plus, and very, very, very powerful. And yet, still people aren't using Amazon review data, and it's unbelievable. But I'm going to show you a very fast, free, and powerful way to use Amazon review data, whether you have a product that you're selling right now or in the next or your first product that you're launching. So first, what you want to do, again, going back to the example of wall art, you want to look at the top sellers in your category. So go ahead and open up, what I'd recommend is, again, the top 3 to 5 listings to get a good amount of data. So type in your main keywords into Amazon, find kind of some of the top sellers based on reviews. So again, the key is to look at sellers that have a high number of reviews, just like what we did with Etsy. Then you'll get to the product detail page, which looks something like this. Next, what I'd recommend doing is getting the free Helium 10 Chrome extension. Right now it's 100% free, like there's no catch, anything like that, just for the Chrome extension. And once you basically install the Google Chrome extension, you'll have access to this tool right here, which is Review Insights. So you just install it, click in the top, I guess, right-hand corner for the Chrome extension, and then you'll be able to click on this, which is Review Insights, which is what we're looking for. Once you click on Review Insights, go ahead and click on Extract Reviews, and then click on Review Analysis. And what this does is basically, this is a sort of like a word cloud organized as a table. Helium 10 automatically identifies the most frequently cited phrases and then their average review rating associated with those phrases. So basically on the left-hand side, here's the most frequent words or phrases that people are saying just in general, good and bad, in the reviews. And then on the right-hand side, we have the average star rating associated with that phrase. The key here is you want to look at negative sentiment, or you want to look at where the average review rating is lower than average, okay, or very low. So in this case, we see 3.1, 4, 4.5, 4.3, 5, 5, 5, 4.5, and so on, right? So mostly anywhere between 4.3 to 5 stars. But if we look at the very top, smaller than, what's the average review rating associated with this? 3.1. Very, very low compared to all of the other kind of average reviews. So we know that for some reason, smaller than has a lot of negative sentiment. And what we can do is click on that and we can kind of drill down and see the reviews, the actual like real reviews. So for example, it's much smaller than it looks in the pictures. It's smaller than I expected, smaller than I thought. The item was smaller than it looks like in the pictures, a bit smaller than expected, right? Over and over and over and over again, people talking about how upset they are, or even if they like the product, they wish that it was now not even bigger, but they wish that the images would show the real size of it so they could get what they expected. You never want to go below expectations when selling because that's automatically a negative review. What you want to do as an Amazon seller is not meet expectations, but go above and beyond. I have other videos about that, talking about product inserts and stuff like that. But what I would do is if this is my own listing or if I'm competing with them, then you know what's really important? I need to make sure that I have somewhere in my bullet points and at least one image. That's 2 things. My bullet points and my image, at least one image that show the dimensions of this product. Okay, so in the bullet points, I would somewhere or in the description have somewhere written like the exact dimensions so people can actually measure it out on their wall before purchasing. And I would have both an image where I have the dimensions written out, kind of like an infographic, and I would have a lifestyle image that is to scale. So I would make very, very certain, right? I might go rent an Airbnb in my area, find a local product photographer, get a sample from my supplier or one of my products from inventory, put it up there on the Airbnb, get some nice photos in that nice Airbnb that is completely to scale 100%. So that's exactly what I would do with this data piece. Again, and this applies to any product, right? And of course, the data is going to tell you kind of what's happening. It's up to your creativity to figure out what to do with that data. Okay, and this is just a real example of what I would do if I'm entering this space. I know that if I'm selling wall art, this is something, whether I have big a wall art or small, it doesn't matter. I need to make sure that people can envision the exact size of that wall art before buying, both with the lifestyle image and then the actual kind of dimensions written out. So that's something that I'm going to do. I'm going to make a checklist. Okay, boom. That's one of the things on my checklist that I need to make sure that I execute on if I'm going to sell this type of product. So moving away from wall art, let's just do one other quick example, and that is elderberry gummies. So we can see that overall, pretty decent review rating, over 7,000 reviews. If I'm going to launch my own kind of elderberry supplement or gummy, I want to know how to compete with this number 1 seller. So let's see if we can find some negative reviews. So we go through the same process, open up Helium 10, and what do we notice, right? We go through the reviews, we see 4.7, 4.9, 4.5, 4, 4.3, and so on. But then what do we see again? And actually it's almost the exact same. 3.1 star average rating for the phrase 4 gummies. That's what 4 gummies, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. So let's click on it and then we drill down. And what we see is, And I had to cut it off here, but there's even more reviews. So basically, they're fairly expensive, and you have to take 4 gummies a day, where with other products, you only have to take 2. Again, right here, with the do not buy, for 4 gummies, you actually get 27 milligrams of elderberry. Go with Gaia brand. For 2 capsules, you get 158 milligrams of elderberry. That's 131 milligrams more, right? So if I was launching my elderberry gummy kind of like supplement, I would make very clear. I would have maybe a comparison chart. Again, I think about my bullet points and my images. So I want to have one bullet point that's highlighting that, hey, maybe at the surface level, right, if people are just doing the math in their head and they're like, it's, I don't know how many cents, per gummy with this brand, where with yours, it's like double the price. It's like, yeah, it may seem like it's double the price per gummy, but don't think about it price per gummy. Think about it in terms of price per milligrams of elderberry, right? And actually, I would have some kind of comparison chart, like I said, and in my bullet points that you get like something like this, more elderberry per dollar, right? Or more elderberry per, whatever it might be, and have a comparison chart showing how you have more elderberry per dollar than your competitors, to where you're actually more valuable and your option might even be cheaper in that sense, right? So that's a way that, and by the way, if you look at this listing right now, not a very good listing, a lot of ways to exploit. And if I'm an elderberry, gummy seller right now, I would change my listing ASAP, and you could actually dominate. Of course, make sure you read Amazon's terms of service. If I want to take it a step further, maybe on my website, I would like screenshot this Amazon review and then like put it on my website just to show, hey, like, here's what, if I'm Gaia brands, like here's what customers are saying about our number one competitor. They're basically telling us to go to, telling people to go to Gaia brands because there's more milligram per dollar, whatever. Okay. But you get the picture. Okay. So that's kind of the last example here. Hopefully you can see how powerful it is. Obviously, certain times you're going to get just awesome, amazing data. And other times it'll be helpful, but maybe not as helpful as you envisioned. Of course, it depends on your category. But regardless, it is definitely a process that you need to go through, whether you're a brand new seller or you have an existing listing. This next product research hack is specifically for sellers who are obsessed with only using Amazon keyword research tools and only looking at Amazon for data. If you want to find products that nobody else is looking at and opportunities that nobody else can see, you need to stop doing and using the same tools and the same methods in the same ways as everyone else. And a way to do that is starting here. So first, obviously, for the most part, when people want to buy a product, especially in the United States and now more commonly in other markets, they go to Amazon. But what a lot of people don't know is a huge percentage of people who are looking to buy actually start their journey. They might end on Amazon, right? But they start their journey on search engines, with the biggest search engine by far being Google. So there's basically a ton of people on Google right now looking for products, including either your current product or the next product that you are going to launch. So what does that indicate to me? Well, I want to use a Google keyword tool to find these opportunities. And as a kind of a side note, you guys know that I love Helium 10. I'm an affiliate of Helium 10. However, I was using their magnet tool, and basically I had an Amazon PPC campaign running. And in my Amazon kind of ad campaign, I looked at this one keyword that I had that was generating, I think, about 12 to 20 sales per month, just from that one keyword. So I took that keyword and just for fun, I put it into the Helium 10 magnet tool to get the estimated Amazon search volume. And Amazon told me that the search volume for that keyword was 0. Okay, or actually Helium 10 told me it was 0 monthly searches on Amazon. Well, I have hard data. I have Amazon PPC data that's showing me that there's not just 20, at least 21 searches. There's 12 to 20 sales per month. Obviously, my conversion rate probably isn't 100%, which means there's even more, even more searches on Amazon than 20, right? Probably quite a bit more. So that was just an indication to me that, okay, I love Helium 10 again, I'm not dissing them, but just keep in mind that a lot of these tools, none of them are 100% accurate, and it's very good to use multiple data points. That's the point that I'm trying to get across, especially use data points off of Amazon. So what I did is I actually took this same keyword, I put it into a tool, this tool right here, which I now have a monthly subscription called Mangools. And Mangools showed me that this keyword had over 500 monthly searches on Google, which is much more accurate and a much better data point for me, I could kind of tell, than Helium 10 was reporting. So just want to kind of share that little point with you. And this is the tool that I use, but there's a lot of other great Google keyword tools as well, including Ubersuggest, keywordtool.io. There's even Google Keyword Planner, which is available if you have a Google Ads account. But regardless, this is my favorite because it does what I'm about to show you really well. So what you'll do with a Google keyword tool is go ahead and type in your main product keywords. Try to keep it fairly broad, so maybe 1 or 2 words long. Select your marketplace, and then go ahead and click on Find Keywords. Once you do that, what I like to do is I set a filter that automatically filters by low, what's called KD, or low keyword difficulty. So basically, I want to find keywords that are related to a certain product that have high monthly searches, but have a low SERP, so search engine results, right? Basically high demand, low competition on Google. And what's very interesting is there's a high correlation between products that have high demand, low competition on Google that also have high demand, low competition on Amazon, right? And guess what? Like I said before, you're literally going to find so many products and keywords using this method. You could literally, within the next few minutes, you could find a potential product opportunity that's amazing that you will not find with Jungle Scout, with Viral Launch, with Helium 10. Great tools. This is going to help you kind of think outside the box. And I almost didn't want to share this, but hey, I want to give you guys everything. So you can go ahead and literally feel free. What you can do is once you generate this list, organize by highest to lowest search volume, and then you can either have a VA do this or manually copy each keyword, paste on Amazon. And basically what you're looking for is that there's high volume for these keywords, but your goal is you want to see, are there a lot of competitors on Amazon or are there not a lot? Okay. So just copy and paste each individually onto Amazon, quickly analyze the results. Anytime you find a keyword with high search volume and either not a lot of options on Amazon or that they have really weak competitors, maybe just a few Chinese sellers, they have like 3 images or even 1 image, they have like no bullet points or their bullet points are really ugly. Those are great signs, either weak competitors or even no competitors. And guess what? For example, if you were to type in, let's say, moss wall art, you go to Amazon, you type in moss wall art, there are no options for moss wall art, but you know that people are searching for this. Bingo, you could be the only seller that every time someone searches for moss wall art, you're the only option for them. You're the only option to buy anything. That's really powerful. And Allie and I have been using this. The next 2 products that we're going to launch, we use this kind of method heavily. And I'm super excited to share those results. So be sure to subscribe. And we're going to actually be sharing the results of our product launch here in hopefully the very near future. And last but not least, moving to product research hack number 4, we have my personal secret weapon, which is PickFu. Okay. So PickFu is basically a survey distribution platform where you can get answers to virtually any question that you have about your product. So think about what is holding you back from launching your product. What are you worried about? For example, it's like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what price, to price my product at. Or how do I know people are going to buy my design? How do I know people like my product? How do I know my product is better than the current options and people are going to choose it? Which main image is better? Do people like my packaging design? How can I improve my packaging design, right? All of these questions can be answered through PickFu. So how it works is you'll sign up for your account. It's free to sign up. You only pay when you actually go and run a survey. So you can go ahead and kind of play around with it first before ever kind of using it. And I use this like every month. It's amazing. So here's all the different things that you can, test or questions that you can kind of ask. My favorite are these right here. I like to use this for A/B testing main images because main images are a huge influence and ultimately increasing click-through rate and, also conversions or total sales from getting more people into your listing. Your product concepts, so just general product ideas, as well as your product's design or even packaging design. Okay, those are the main ways that I use this tool. Super powerful. And if you use it correctly, you will make your money back. And I might actually be making, once I have more data collected, I'm going to be making hopefully a video kind of talking about my return from using PickFu, which is really powerful. So you kind of select, your objective. Once you do that, you can target specific traits. So as you can see here, dog owners, supplement users, male versus female, Prime members, beer consumption, cat ownership, cryptocurrency investing, all of these different types of metrics to really dial in and make sure that you're asking these questions to your specific target audience. Once you do that, you'll upload different images or a video or whatever it is that you're testing. So if it's a main image, you can put 2 different images and ask, which image grabs your attention more or which image do you prefer, right? Also, right, you can use this for product packaging, which packaging design do you like? Another tip, this is from a guy named Steven Seelkoff from the Prosper Show this year, which is really powerful, is take the top seller main image on Amazon. So take that image, download it onto your desktop, and then upload it and say, hey, we're launching a 2.0 version of this product. What would you do to improve this product? So basically ask your target audience, what would you do to improve the number one seller on Amazon? And whatever they say, then you'll send out the survey, people will respond. And what they'll do, and I'll kind of show you, is they'll rank basically which image that they like the best or design or whatever it is, and then explain why. And the explanations are what's really, really critical, okay? So as you can see here, I'm kind of covering it up, but option D was the winner. The most people rated this as their number one option. Then option A was their number two. Option C was number three, and option B was number four with the least votes, right? So kind of in order. So you can figure out, okay, if you're ranking things, what do people like the best? And then more importantly, why? What specific aspects do they like? You'll manually go through or hire a VA to, again, similar with the review data, you'll look at the most frequently cited words or phrases, and then look at, kind of tally up how many times each of those was said. And basically this tool is going to, or this, data is going to tell you with statistical significance how to improve upon an existing product, how to develop a product that people actually want to buy, which main image will likely convert better, and all of that super, super powerful. And unfortunately, this tool is becoming more popular and more sellers are using it, but regardless, still very powerful. And yeah, can't recommend enough. I use it every month with our own business, and we're seeing some pretty incredible results, which, like I said, be sure to subscribe because I'll be sharing a little bit more about like the product launch and things like that. So again, this is, what would you do to improve this product? Just a general question that you can ask with your main competitor's product on PickFu. And those are the 4 hacks. I know I can be a little bit wordy sometimes, but I hope you found it valuable. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And if you did like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Feel free to follow me on these other social channels. I'm always happy to help with any questions that you have. Like I said, as you guys know, I am an Amazon seller first. My wife and I are basically trying to improve our business to the best of our ability. And anything that we learn or that we do that gets really great results, we share it here on this channel. So if you'd like to see more Amazon FBA tutorials, hacks, tips, and not just Amazon, but also e-commerce overall, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and tune in for more. And again, I'll try to make sure that the slides are included in the description section along with a lot of other great stuff. So as always, like I said, hope you found it valuable. Really appreciate the support. God bless, and look forward to seeing you in future videos.